Republican Senator and Trump ally John Kennedy from Louisiana, who I'm sure most people most remember from his ad where he told people, call a crackhead if you don't like the police. But Kennedy has kind of toned down a little bit in recent days as the economy has gone into the toilet, and he appeared on CNN with Jake Tapper to talk about what the hell is going on in Donald Trump's head, and even Kennedy, a Trump ally, admitted, I have no idea. And he has no idea because Trump has no idea what the hell he's doing. But here's how that exchange went down. Jake Tapper asked him, quote, I have heard from Republicans on this show and others saying that they didn't think President Trump, as great as a communicator as they think he is normally, fully explained what he is doing, what he is trying to do with these tariffs. What do you think? And that's when Kennedy said, I see what you see. I'm not going to try to do his accent. I think I know what's in the president's heart, but I don't know what's in his head. Yeah, based on the health report they just released, we all know what's in his heart. A buttload of cholesterol. But you're right, we don't know what's in his head. Is it dementia? Is it Alzheimer's? Is it, just this horrible gaggle of psychological problems? We don't know what's in his head either, Kennedy. But he continues. The people you're talking about are right. The administration has not given one clear rationale for its tariffs. I think that's intentional. I don't know, but my guess is it's intentional and that it's part of the president's negotiating strategy. But Jake, I don't want to feign understanding. I don't know. The president believes if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Like him or dislike him, agree or disagree, right now he's being a grizzly. I'm going to go ahead and correct you on that. The president is in fact acting like a bear, but not a grizzly bear, not a black bear, not even a polar bear. He's acting like a panda bear. They're kind of fun to look at, but you watch videos of them online, they're the biggest goofballs on the planet, right? Falling off of platforms, falling out of trees, not knowing how to do basic things. He's a panda. So that's what we have in the White House. This goofball, who unfortunately is in charge, doesn't know what he's doing. He needs the handlers around him to kind of make sure he doesn't hurt himself. He's a giant panda bear. No offense to pandas. I really like you. I think you're great. But you're also, let's face it, the clowns of the animal kingdom. And that's what we have in the White House. Not a grizzly bear, a panda bear that has to constantly be monitored so he doesn't hurt himself. But the importance of Kennedy's statement cannot be, dismissed. He is admitting what I have said, throughout several segments just over the last couple weeks, and that is that even Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe it's a negotiating tactic. It's not. It genuinely is not. Because if it was a negotiating tactic, you wouldn't have put tariffs on every single person and given us 7 different reasons as to why you did it. And then on all of Europe, you gave us no reasons at all, right? We're not worried about them coming across our border or smuggling drugs or stealing American manufacturing. That's not a thing. He said that with Canada. He said it with Mexico and China. But for Europe, he didn't tell us anything because he has no clue. He's mad because he thinks they disrespected him, so he did that. That's why that happened. But that's not a viable reason for that to happen. It also makes negotiations damn near impossible when he just did it out of spite. But there's another reason this statement from Kennedy is so important. It shows that these Republicans in the Senate, and I think maybe a few in the House still seems to be pretty MAGA, but cracks are forming. This alliance of these Republicans, their allegiance to Donald Trump, it is cracking. There is only so much they can take because they know, they're warning us, by the way, story after story just this week, that we're headed for a wipeout in the November 2026 midterms because of what Trump's doing to us. And as these Republicans look at that and they see the wipeout coming, possibly a blue wave bigger than what we saw in 2018, they're getting nervous. They're getting angry, and they're starting to call out Donald Trump and pin it on him. And we know that because 2 weeks ago on CNN, Kennedy did exactly that when he said, quote, "There's no question, I think once he decided to add the tariffs, clearly, I mean, he will be held responsible, as he should, whether it turns out good or it turns out badly." So Kennedy, one of the Republicans, already trying to be like, yeah, I mean, it's his economy, his though, not the Republicans. That's that guy. You know, don't hold us responsible for not holding him accountable and taking away that power, even though we actually had the legislation to do that. And Kennedy is not a signer of that legislation, but okay. No, you're all responsible. It doesn't matter if you break with Trump. Every Republican is now responsible for everything Trump does because he is the de facto leader of your party. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.